Hello, I'm Luca De Giglio, and this is the Web3 In Travel podcast, where you can learn about crypto, blockchain, and how the new internet will change travel. On the 14th of September 2022, we will organize the first, at least I think is the first, Web3 travel conference in the world and in history. What is it? Well, basically, we are going to call and invite many companies which are working seriously in the Web3 space, and we will have them present what they're doing. We're going to have panels and we're going to have workshops in which people will learn a little bit about this. This conference is done a day before the Vacation Rental World Summit, which is, in my opinion, the best conference in the vacation rental space. This is my industry. My industry is not travel in general, it's vacation rentals. And it's done in partnership with the VRWS, so Vacation Rental World Summit. This conference is nice because the founder, Antonio, is basically always looking for special locations. We've been in a theater in Como a couple of times. We've been in a castle in France. This time it's in Porto, in Portugal, into the old custom building, which is now a conference center. So it's always very nice because it brings people to a high quality networking. So it's kind of a boutique conference. It's not a corporate organized conference. People working on it are really doing it for love. There's a lot of attention on the detail. And it's just nice. When I go to those conferences, I always have a lot of fun. Now, we were also lucky in 2018 to present trips on stage. And last year, we helped them issuing an NFT. So I was on stage too, talking about the NFT. And I thought that maybe 2022 is the right year to actually create a conference. And I said to myself, maybe we can do it, by ourselves somewhere, but it's still small. And we are not really experts in organizing conferences. We did organize a conference with Hycon just before COVID hit and in Milan. And that was mostly about blockchain in travel. It was mostly workshops. And it was great. So, but that wasn't a conference in itself. It was part of a conference, like a separate track about blockchain. So this time it's a whole conference. We are going to call a few companies and organize it 100% in the way we want it. Yes, it's connected to Vacation Rental World Summit, but it's its own conference a day before that conference, that summit. So we are still at the beginning of the organization of the conference. I know I'm going to say this word a lot, so apologies. And first of all, okay, let's start from the Excel, the spreadsheet I created, and let's go to every tab, and I'll tell you how I'm thinking to organize this. First of all, the speakers will be from the following list. It's not defined yet. So for sure, we're going to have Trips Community, of course. We're going to have D-Travel, Winding Tree, and Kleros. I don't know if you know all of them. We're going to talk about them in the future. So Winding Tree, we had an interview with Max a few weeks ago, and it will be nice if together we can do the Win.so project, which means people will be able to actually book in crypto through a smart contract accommodations in Porto. Of course, we have to find those accommodations, so we'll see. We plan to invite a few more. For sure, I'm going to ask Travala, Locktrip, and Etherisk. I haven't had time yet to talk to them. And that will be also kind of complete because, it's one day only, so there's not many tracks available, but we'll see. So the conference will have 3 different aspects. One aspect is people speaking on stage. So we will define exactly what, but mostly they will be able to talk about their projects, which are real projects in the Web3 space in travel. Then I was thinking about a couple of panels. So where they discuss, one panel I really want to do is the decentralization panel, where we have, like, for instance, on one end we have Winding Tree and Claros, which are really decentralized. Like they have this, they start from the point of view that if it's not decentralized, it's not worth it. And the other side of the spectrum, we're going to have Travala, which is pretty decentralized, using decentralized tools to kind of make the project more open to people in a way. So I'm not explaining this very well, but there's, as I often said, there's different levels of decentralization, and you have to choose the good one for yourself, according to where we stand in the history and where we stand with the wallet adoption. And that will be, in my opinion, a nice one, because it will surface the tension between doing things in a decentralized way and doing things in an efficient way, and doing things now rather than in 5 years or 10 years time. So I really look forward to that panel, because it's going to be very informative, very formative for the attendees. And then we're going to have workshops. So we're going to help people install their first wallet, and maybe the speakers will teach people to use the services, like Winzo will help people to make a booking in a decentralized way. D-Travel, probably they're going to help people make a booking with travel, and so on. Travala, I don't know. Travala is, or did I mention Locktrip? I may have missed it. Travala or Locktrip do not really require any knowledge, apart from the fact that if you want to pay in crypto, yes. So, well, that's part of using wallets. So basically, anyone attending will go home with a bit more knowledge about wallets, and will be able to use them too. We will try to use NFTs, not to overuse them. For instance, for sure, people who are ready will be able to book buying an NFT, actually minting an NFT and paying for it. And they will be free to sell it on the secondary market in case they cannot come. So that's a very clear use case for NFTs. I see no extra effort to squeeze something into a concept. NFT tickets seem to me a pretty good use case for them. Then probably proof of attendance. So if you've come and you didn't buy the ticket via an NFT, you can still get maybe POAP or any other kind of proof of attendance NFT. Another use case is sponsors. If you want to sponsor the event, instead of sending money to a bank account, you mint an NFT and the money goes to the conference, probably in a safe, and we're going to talk about this a bit later. Or, and we're not sure about that, and now I start talking about we, because I'm involving people from the TRIPS community, and probably we're going to try to involve people also from the speakers, so that this becomes not a TRIPS community organized conference, but a Web3 travel organized conference. That would be much better. People could actually, buy or mint for a low price an NFT to be member of the DAO. So if you have this NFT, you are part of the organization. If you do nothing, you just share on the upside. Maybe there's gonna be some profit. I don't know. Or you're gonna be able, or you'll be able to vote because you have this NFT. Or through this NFT, you're gonna have access to the groups which are organizing it. So we'll see. These are all potential ideas for NFT use in the conference, and I'm sure we're going to use them at least for some of those. Now, will we actually create a DAO for the conference? That would be great. Like having all the money go in a Nosy safe managed by everybody or some of the people who are part of the conference, so that no money is touched by me or by Trips. It's just part of the safe. And then when money has to be spent, the safe approves it. That's always a bit dangerous, like to make everything a vote. So it becomes really bureaucratic, and every time people have to vote and people will not read everything. and every time you have to move 10 euros, you have to have a safe transaction. So yeah, DAO is great, but we have to find a sweet spot between having it decentralized so that everybody feels this conference belongs to the whole industry rather than trips only. And at the same time, it has to be smooth, things have to be decided quickly, and we cannot really vote for, what brand of coffee we're gonna serve. Airdrops will be nice. Like if every company which attends is going to airdrop a little bit of their tokens, that would be great because you participate to the conference as an attendee, and you go home with tokens from trips, log trip, Travala, Winding Tree, Claire's, etc. That's nice. That makes you part of those companies too or projects, and you got something also of tangible in return. Maybe not tokens, maybe NFTs, who knows. But yeah, we will definitely offer the possibility to the speakers and the sponsors to do an airdrop, maybe synchronized in one go. We will see basically, but yeah, airdrops are definitely on the table here, and the whole operation is going to be done by a certain number of people. I already have separated all the tasks, and we will try to find people who can help us, and this is open to everyone. So anyone who wants to help and take care of something can contact us and become part of this. That's why I would really like this to be its own DAO. So we create a DAO for the conference which is separated from trips. It's launched by Trips. I'm the person who had the idea, and I'm gonna be there, and I'm gonna be like a reference for people. But it will be nice if you can create an entity which is not Trips itself, but it belongs to the whole travel industry, which also allows people from the other speakers' projects to come in and help. Like somebody from Winding Tree could say, "Okay, I'm gonna take care of the accommodation." Somebody from the travel could say, "Yeah, I'm going to help with the NFTs, etc." That would be great. So that if it's a success, as I think it will be, next year we can organize it in in different places, and even more. It could become like a series of conferences in different places with different subjects. Because if this industry really grows, as I think, one conference a year won't be enough. Yeah, there could be competing conferences from other companies, but how nice would it be if we have an entity which is this DAO, which belongs to everyone in the industry, and it just gets a life of its own? So let me list all the things which need to be done. By the time you hear this, probably some of them will be taken care of because I'm recording and it doesn't go online immediately. There's a list of podcasts. So anyway, these are the things we need. We need to organize the speakers. I'm now talking myself to the potential speakers, but then we're going to have hopefully a person who is actually on top of things all the time and can organize them. We need to organize the program of the day. Okay, that's a general thing we'll do. The ticket. So the ticket as an NFT and the ticket as like a normal ticket paid with credit card, which is going to be done together with the Vacation Rental World Summit, which, by the way, I didn't mention that, is going to put on their website this conference. Their conference is going to attract, I think, about 500 people, and we're going to try to attract at least like 50, 75, 100 in our conference the day before. And most of them will be people who are attending already the Vacation Rental World Summit and say, "Okay, I'm coming a day before. I want to attend this thing too." Somebody is going to have to be responsible for sponsors. Then we need somebody who takes care of relationship with the conference. I haven't mentioned the name of the place. The place is called Alfandega do Porto. It's a company which organizes the conference room, so somebody needs to be there talking to them all the time when it's needed. We need to build up a website. Okay, so we need help with the website. Somebody has to be responsible for workshops. Somebody needs to do the bookkeeping. It's going to be mostly transparent, but we're going to have also to pay in fiat. For instance, the conference room will not accept crypto, so we need also to pay in fiat. we need somebody to take care of the audio visuals. We already have an offer for the audio visuals, so video, recording, photographers. But again, it would be great if you have one person who takes care of this. Of course, it doesn't mean that each task has one person. One person can take 2 or 3 tasks. Some of them don't take a lot of time, but that's how it's been organized. Coffee and lunch. So coffee, we're gonna have probably a coffee station where people can go and have a coffee all the time. And lunch is free, so maybe we can organize a place, a restaurant outside where we all go, or who wants goes. Um, or we just forget it and people just get out and go where they want. But it's nice if we can at least organize, give them a few places around and tell them where to go and help them book whatever. I don't know. So airdrops, as I was saying, DAO, this needs to be decided if you're going to do a real DAO or not. The ticketing, or basically the NFT section, somebody is going to have to write and deploy those contracts and integrate them with the website. Accommodation. So there's going to be several people from trips coming already. We're going to try to stay together in one or few apartments. So somebody is going to take care of this. I haven't mentioned yet, we are going to give special discounts to people who hold the traveler loot or the leader traveler. So these NFTs we launched, which give you advantages in the travel industry. So of course, if you come to our conference, you will get a discount because you hold these NFTs. And yeah, why don't we do after conference party / meet up in the evening? That would be great. Somebody could take care of this. As I was saying, we haven't yet decided the speeches, but tentatively we have, trips community. It's going to be me explaining the basic things to people, from basic things about Web3 in travel to people who have not been exposed yet to it, right? People who are attending probably the other conference. And then D-Travel could speak about their booking platform. They are writing smart contracts now. You can book through the smart contracts. So I suppose that we want to talk about that. Winding Tree has launched this very interesting win.so. Go to the other podcast where I talked to Max about this. And as I was saying, we will try to have people booking their accommodation in Porto through their system. Or, well, it could be done through the Travel 2 and Travala and Locktrip. So what we're going to do here is probably give a few different options to book in a Web3 way with different degrees of decentralization. And yeah, now as I'm speaking now, I realize we're going to put them into competition and we'll see how people react to these kind of bookings. And of course, we can and we will talk to the Vacation Rental World Summit and say, okay, look, why don't you add these different ways to book also for the people who are coming to your conference, even if they come to your conference only, right? So we're going to give exposure to these Web3 projects, also to the general conference. Then we have Kleros. Kleros is the centralized dispute management, the centralized tribunals, right? So they could talk about how they see the travel industry using their protocols. For instance, a classic one is even in our white paper, is the dispute between a host and a guest when something gets broken or something doesn't work. This could be managed by Kleros, and that would be great if they talk about that. And the rest we see. We see who comes and we see what they're going to talk about. By the way, if you know any companies I am not aware of and I haven't talked about, which is actually doing something in the travel space in Web3 already, I would say not just projects who have launched the idea, but they are building it. Maybe much better if they have something actually usable already. Let me know. We could invite them. So let's sum it up. On the 14th of September 2022 in Porto, Portugal, the whole day Web3 in Travel Conference. You can come to see. So get ready, with to buy a ticket. You can even buy the ticket already. We bought the travel ticket, like the flight ticket already. So this is going to happen. you could speak if you are in the Web3 travel industry, or if you have something interesting to say, contact us, please. You could maybe become part of the DAO if we decide to go fully DAO. So in that case, you can be part of it and help. And yeah, that's it. So there won't be any live streaming. This is something really complicated and expensive to organize, but there's going to be videos which we will release in the following months. So there you go. Another thing I forgot. Somebody who takes care of the social networks, videos, YouTube, etc. And that's all for today. Early stages. We have 3 months. We're going to have to go really intense on this. Organizing a conference is much more work than it seems. But yeah, we're going to pull it off, especially if we are able to, involve and harness the help of the wider community and the other speakers, the other companies. So if this is the crypto industry in travel organizing the conference, I'm sure we're going to do a fantastic job. So let's see how it goes. All right, this is the end of today's episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. For more insights on Web3, follow me on Twitter @tripluca, TRIPLUCA, and see you next time.